Hey everyone, it's Pat from Pat Dad Music, and that's right, this EP that I've been working on has been going on for that many days and that many hours. It is absolutely ridiculous. So this video is all about showing you exactly what I'm up to and how you can not spend as much time as I did when you're recording or you're sort of practicing, how you can better use your time and make sure that you don't have the pitfalls that I did. But how do we get here? How do we get into the studio today? We didn't just sort of magically appear here. Let's start the day again. All right, let's go. Welcome back to the studio. So let me explain. The reason why this EP has taken me so long is it originally started off like this. So this is the notation software, and I would write in different melodies. And when I was teaching full-time music and I had close to like 200 students a week, I was at 8 different schools, it was crazy. Whenever I would have a break, I wouldn't feel necessarily like playing guitar, but I would feel inspired to write music. So I would start writing different melodies. Now this is where the sheet music sort of got me, and then from that we put it into Logic, my sort of recording software, and then I would write different guitar melodies. Now it would take so long because imagine you've got this massive symphony, because there's this 40-piece symphony in this particular song, and you're trying to sort of fit in more melodies when it's already got so many melodies already. It's almost like that analogy that you've made the icing of a cake first, and now you're trying to smash in, like you're trying to fit in the cake, but you've already got the shell. It's really, really hard to do so, almost impossible. And that's why it's taken so long, just chipping away and chipping away. But where we're up to at the moment is this is a solo. I'll show you, we'll have a quick listen. This is a solo from 3 years ago. It was a one-time solo. I'm gonna show it to you solo, sort of by itself, and then with the other instruments, and you hear a massive difference. Now remember, guitar is just going straight into the computer, so it all needs to be reamped through an actual amp, but still sounds pretty cool. So let's check that out. Now, it's good. It's certainly very messy, and this was just a quick recording 3 years ago when I thought, oh, I kind of like this sort of a vibe. I've got something sort of going. I want to remember it so I don't forget, and that would be the recording. Now, it sounds a bit sort of really thin and teeny by itself, but hold on. Let's have another listen when it's with the full orchestra. Let's check that out. What do you think? Sounds pretty good, right? Certainly a lot better than just that solo track. Now, when it was soloed, you can only hear the guitar. You could definitely hear the mistakes. In the full mix, you can't really hear the mistakes, but I'll know they're there. So this is why it's taken so long, because I need to go back, relearn solos from 3 years ago. And there's even some weird solos in there where I was like, whoa, that's so out there. It doesn't sound like me, but it kind of works with the song. So then it makes it even harder to relearn the solos because I don't sort of recognize what I'm playing. So that's why it's taking so long. Now, if you're ever doing your own recording, don't do what I've done. Listen to these 3 tips, these massive 3 tips, and they will really, really help any future endeavors, and I'll be taking them on board for all of my next recordings. Although this album has taken days, months, weeks, years, the next album will be done in a matter of months, maybe even weeks. It's going to be so much faster because I've already got the ideas ready to go. But these 3 things, learn from my mistakes. Number 1, because I foolishly didn't write anything down because I just thought, oh, this will be over in a few weeks. I'll remember it all. Now I have to, years later, I have to relearn everything. It's taking so much time. So number 1, write things down. Even if it's just the beginning of the melody or 1 melody out of 3 melodies, at least you'll have a lot more to work on if you ever sort of take a break and come back. Number 1, write things down. Number 2 is don't rush. There's a few solos in here where I'm like, oh yeah, it's pretty good, but the tuning's a little bit out, or I played this a little bit too fast. It doesn't really fit in with what the drums are doing. So number 2, take your time. Don't rush. Would you rather an album that you're happy with, or an album where every time you listen to a particular track, you're like, oh, there's that bit coming where, it's coming up where I'm a little bit out of tune. Ugh, I wish I didn't record that. So number 2, take your time. And number 3, just believe in yourself. The biggest reason why I sort of stopped making this album 3 years ago was so many of my friends and buddies sort of released music, and I was like, wow, I am nowhere near the most amazing player. I can't play like them. I'm not going to release this music. No one will like it. But in years later, I've realized, you know what? There's only me. I'm the only one, Pat, in Australia that's doing this type of music. That's this 100% of my character is in this music. And you know what? I am at their level as well. But sometimes it's really hard. You see different people playing on YouTube, you hear different albums, and you think, I'm no good. I'm not going to release that music. But would you rather release something that you can show your friends and family and be proud of, and then can build from and work from, and your second album will be better than your first and your third and your fourth? Or would you rather just not do anything at all and sort of wonder all your life what could have been? You always want to release something. So those 3 things. Number 1, write something down, make notes. So if you ever come back, you've got that to jump up from. Number 2, don't rush, take your time. And number 3, believe in yourself. There's only one of you. And if you release that album, no one else can release it. And imagine if the world's greatest song, like a massive pop song, is hidden inside you. But if you never write and record, you'll never know and you'll never find it, right? Hope you've enjoyed this EP vlogging day. I've got another sort of 5-6 hours just re-recording these different solos. Have a great night. I've been Pat from Pat Dev Music. I'll see you all again. Bye.